All right, guys. Welcome to another crazy one. Sudden death action. You have 1 TC. If you lose it, you're defeated. You've 1 TC. You have 2 castles on this map. This map is called Akare or Akare. One of those two. You start with 2 castles surrounded by a Gaia wall. If you shoot that with your castle, the wall will go down to basically a very, very good map for unique units from the castles, since you start with 2 castles. And so all the games that I've seen on this map have just been just that. Players go fast castle, they spam unique unit, and it's kind of like, okay, whichever unique unit is better wins. That's the game, right? So we have Koreans for Jeonhae. Now, just in case you guys didn't watch the earlier games, I highly suggest going back and doing so. We'll have them both in the description. This has been a crazy series. Jeonhae is maybe the best sudden death player I've seen in years. An underdog who just knows how to send it. And then Bloodless is the favorite. Bloodless is playing as the Mongols here. And Bloodless needs to win 2 straight in this series to hang around. And Bloodless has maybe learned the opponent is absolutely insane. Goes aggressive. So maybe I can't play standard here. And we have Mongols for Bloodless. And you'll notice that Bloodless is like really late to wood. So really late to wood has brought in lots of hunt. Mongols have that hunt bonus. So that would make sense. But when I was watching this, I was like, hold on a second. Bloodless? If he wants to go for the build that I'm expecting here, he's normally going to need a little bit more on wood to make Mangadai and get all the buildings and the timings. Bloodless has a slightly different plan here, guys. A slightly different plan. Hasn't even attacked the walls with his castles yet. Is just trying to get as much food as possible right now. Blue, on the other hand, Blue is planning on fast castle. Spoilers. But, I mean, yeah, obviously Blue's going fast castle. But you can tell, like, 10 on wood. Blue is thinking, let's go for unique units. And Blue also walked all the way down here, built a dock and is adding fish. Walked all the way up here, built a dock and is adding fish. So I also hadn't seen too many people dock on this map. There's a couple shore fish in the north, so that's some eco there. And then there is some deep fish in the south as well. So this is a really nice economic play, if it goes unpunished, of course. Bloodless, meanwhile, is just like pushing in deer. And now Bloodless is going to stone. So, reminder, you can't build a second TC. You already have 2 castles. Bloodless going to stone is wild, right? Because, like, you already have 2 castles. Like, what do you need to go to stone for? The plan is Bloodless is ready to kill this guy before it gets too crazy. Meanwhile, Blue is going up to the next stage a little bit later. But Blue actually has thought through in a couple of these small details. Added the eco down here. Added the eco up here. And I thought this was really cool. Is actually taking the gold underneath the castle. I wouldn't have done that. I would just take this gold. In fact, I still think there's an argument for taking this gold. Because, like, it's way easier to have an efficient gold economy. And if units come through, the units can stand here and still deny you from this gold. But I mean, if you research his fletching and Bodkin eventually, Blue is Koreans. Don't let the castle architecture confuse you. And, I mean, War Wagons can probably defend from that. And War Wagons are a great call here, by the way. I think if there's one unique unit that can deal with the Mangadai, it would probably be War Wagons. They have more HP. They're just way tankier. And yeah, so it's just a good game plan. So, I don't know if Bloodless was, like, annoyed at being down 2-1. I don't know if Bloodless changed his approach because the opponent is typically very aggressive. But Bloodless, who basically kind of played meta, right? Kind of played as you would expect the favorite to do in a series. Bloodless has scouted the TC now. Also has scouted a bunch of villagers here. Sees Blue is taking berries, knows the castle's up here, knows the other castle's here. And Bloodless is going to try and take out the town center here. Bloodless also has to be very careful. Oh, Bloodless dodges the TC fire there and snipes the Vil. And now, this is kind of nice for Bloodless. Bloodless can actually pull Blue's scout away. Blue is normally going to chase here to try and get the kill. And now, Blue is going to follow this all the way in until Blue sees a castle, probably. But Bloodless can kind of be aware of what blue is seeing and where blue is looking right now. And so the scout's going here. And Mount Bloodless says, I've got enough stone for a castle. And here we go. Blue's a very good player. Blue saw the castle. Also, no clue what's going on with that arrow there. Might be a feature of the map. And now Blue's scout is going to take a look. Blue's got the far better economy. There's 8 fishing ships out there. Blue is maybe the better unique unit. That's still, to be decided. And Blue is ready to win this game, win the series. And he's looking around. He sees a mining camp. Does see the mining camps on stone, which might confuse me a little bit. But didn't really see too many on stone, right? Like 3 on stone's not the craziest thought ever. Now Blue is walking this way, and I don't exactly know what the plan was. But Bloodless just completes Loom, and Bloodless is dropping a castle on Blue's face. Which, of course, is going to be a problem in a sudden death game. So Blue is trying to fight this off with villagers. Bloodless gets some critical house walls down. There is also a Mangudai or 2 on the way to support. And Bloodless needs to get the full walls down so more villagers can't come in here. And Blue doesn't have stone to build a tower because Blue sold some stone. Because what are you going to need stone for? You already have 2 castles. And this is a Bloodless masterpiece. He says, I'm not letting you get to your unique unit. We're not playing that type of game, bro. This is sudden death. And how about a castle on your face? Okay. So, you're in Blue's position. You now need to keep your town center up and somehow kill their town center as quickly as possible. The eco is still superior, believe it or not. Their units, definitely superior now because the Mongol player won't have the economy to make many units and get any blacksmith upgrades. But you can't lose the TC. You just cannot lose the TC. Now, in Bloodless's perspective, you can do 2 things. You can A, get upgrades on your Mangudai that you're trying to raid with, or B, make petards. And I think the answer is obviously going to be petards. It takes 5 petards to take down a full HP town center. This is not full HP anymore. The villagers are still inside firing arrows. Bloodless might only need 3, and Blue is going to be a goner. And Blue is nothing that he could possibly really do right now. He is actually making petards as well from both castles to eventually make a mad dash over to Bloodless's TC, which is pretty epic. But Bloodless here with 3 petards, and the 3 petards hit, and Bloodless gets his revenge. Another quick game, obviously. This is called Sudden Death for a reason. That was so cool. That was so freaking cool, man. I really love the games in this series. It's been very interesting. I know Blue went down, by the way, but I love the fact that Blue was actually going to make a YOLO move towards that TC, but there's just not enough time at this point. And listen, like a play like this is a long-term economic play with the better unit. If Bloodless tries to stay at home with Mangudai, Bloodless probably loses this game. Risky, sure, but it's sudden death, right? You have to be aggressive at times, and Bloodless just kind of expected. He picked Koreans for war wagons. He's not going to be able to counter castle or anything. Like, who goes for a 3rd castle on this map? Nobody. Well, Bloodless did, and Bloodless gets the win. And yeah, basically, I think all Blue needed to deny that castle. But to deny the castle, you need to know it's coming. He didn't know it was coming at the perfect time, maybe because of scouting all the other areas of the map. And maybe need to, have a tower there or something ahead of time. But fun game. So, in this series, it made it 2-2. We go into a 5th game. And so, tomorrow's upload is going to be the 5th game from this series. And yeah, the games have been absolutely insane. The 5th game is going to deliver. So if you like this content, if you want to see who wins between these 2, please definitely take a look on that. That'll also be the longest upload, I believe, of all of these games. These games have been very quick. I've also been speeding through Dark Age and Feudal Age. But you guys know the drill. Appreciate the likes and the comments if you do enjoy this. I'm starting to say that a little bit more. So maybe it doesn't sink in. But no, seriously. A like on the video basically says, hey, all this additional time, hunting for the games, recording the games. Not that this really took that much time, but it makes me feel good inside. So, just like the video if you enjoyed it, and then I'll bring you more of this stuff. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the final game in this series between these 2 because it was crazy.